Hello, this is 108 Stars from Atari Age, and today I want to show you the Luchsenstein 3D demo on the Atari Lynx running on real hardware. It just starts with a disclaimer with a nice little voice sample from Wolfenstein 3D on Atari Jaguar. Yes, what's Luchsenstein 3D? It's basically a little Wolfenstein clone meant to be a tech demo for a first-person shooter engine Obschan has made for the Atari Lynx, and it is quite an impressive engine, running at between 18 and 13 frames per second, depending on what's on the screen at the moment, which is a very nice frame rate for a handheld system from 1989 for a first-person shooter. And I've had the pleasure to do the graphics for this Wolfenstein clone. It has 2 levels, and I think it's really worth testing out. But for whoever does not have a flash card, I'm presenting the game now. And as this disclaimer here says, please don't support bootlegs or anything. We have made this as a freeware demo, and that's how it should be. And don't buy at any shops, or, well, basically it's not legit if they sell it. So let's get this started. Nice little animation first. Yes, excuse the screen not looking too good. It's always a problem with the Lynx. To get it to show correctly on video. There's a title music also running in the title screen usually, but I can't play that because it's forbidden in Germany. If you play Luchsenstein, Wolfenstein, the real one, you know that melody, but as it has Nazi connections, it's not allowed in my country. So here we are now in the game. This here is pretty good. So yeah, what we have here is, as you see, pretty smooth already. Like I said, 18 up to 30 frames per second. We can move around with the D-pad, turn around, walk front or back, and we can also strafe holding a button at the same time, and works wonderful. I don't know how Obschan made it. I just did the graphics for this, but well, it's a little miracle. And let's go on. I'm a bit handicapped here because here's the first enemy. Because I have the Lynx lying on the floor under a construct of DVD cases and old games and so on, with a smartphone lying on top trying to record this. So if you played Wolfenstein, you will recognize the beginning of the first level here. It's basically the same, although we did have to cut the level to be smaller very soon, because it just doesn't fit in the RAM of the Lynx to have a full Wolfenstein level at once. So here the soldier dropped a key. We're collecting that, and we can open the door with that. We also have some decorative items here, like the armor or some skulls lying around. And yeah, let's go on. Here we see that we can even have some pretty large rooms, and it still displays well without getting too sloppy or anything. And yeah, the Lynx's scaling capabilities are really up to the task of displaying the enemies. It's a wonderful little hardware, thinking of the time it was made. You couldn't get this done on the Game Gear, I dare to say. Even though I love the Game Gear. But the Lynx was just way ahead of its time. Yeah, Wolfenstein 3D was meant to come out on the Lynx actually in its lifespan. Some Atari employees had made a deal with John Carmack himself to do a port, but the bosses of Atari, the Tremels, let it fall through because they were not interested or too greedy and did not want to pay for what it cost. Well, so here's some skull, and we see a little yellow below. Here's a key hidden. So, yes, we, as you see, we have put the panel with the life bar and ammunition and so on to the right side because the Lynx has a very low vertical resolution, so it just fits better with the wide aspect ratio of the Lynx to have it on the side. We also have the change in face included here with Blazkowicz getting more bloody with his ongoing adventures. Yes, you see quite a bit of variety in the wall textures. We are limited to 6 wall textures per level, but that actually is pretty good already. We have a little details like Hitler's portrait blinking. It's not enough to put all the textures of the original game in one level, but still pretty good, and in the second level I have put in some other textures. Yes, Wolfenstein is a perfect example for what's possible on the Lynx, because Doom would be too much. Doom has height differences and it has textured ceilings and floors, while in Wolfenstein it was all gray and it was all flat. So you could really do that on the Lynx. You can basically port this game. With some compromises, but overall it's obviously very possible. So, empty room, you'd think I'd know that, having played the demo a few times already. Yes. It's of course also much more pixelated in general than the PC version, because 160 by 102 is a very low resolution, even lower than the Game Gear or original Game Boy had. We have the gun now. Enemy dead. Yeah, I'm almost dead. Let's collect some health and ammo. Yes, John Carmack's version of Wolfenstein would have been played vertically, as he just told me via Twitter. it seems that there would have been some advantages to that, according to him. But I'm no coder, I can tell really. We did it horizontally and it works well enough in my opinion. Actually, while the general resolution is of course lower than on PC or any other Wolfenstein version, the weapon models are of higher resolution than on PC. They were hugely pixelated and zoomed in the original version, and we have a little higher res versions in this Lynx port. We are hoping to bring a real first-person shooter, not just a demo, in some time. This is just meant for people to see what's possible, what to expect from the Lynx, and people can really easily compare because everybody knows Wolfenstein 3D and they know how it must look, and they will see that it really gets the thing done, the Lynx here. Yeah? I hope so, at least. The final game will have nothing to do with Wolfenstein or anything. So I'm getting to the end of the level now. We did include a little story here. It's really nothing special, just a little in-joke for Atari Age with Hitler complaining about how he became evil because Reboot wouldn't port their games to the Atari Lynx, only supporting the Jaguar, and that made him so pissed that he needs to take revenge on the world. And he takes a mutation serum to become the Superführer, which is a little explanation because we decided to make the Hitler sprite bigger than the average soldiers and more detailed. And since he wasn't a giant in real life, we had to explain somehow how this happened. You see iron crosses now on the walls and some new wall tacticians around. Here is Hitler. There's a very good chance I will die now because he is kind of tough. I'm picking up the machine gun now. And I'd best pick up some ammo too. Die. Yes, he's dead. So, and I have to turn down the volume again. Yes, that was it. That's the entire demo. There's some more empty rooms to explore, but that's all the content there is to it. And I hope that you all see that the Lynx is capable of amazing things. It was only really beaten by the Game Boy Advance, which was over a decade later. And yeah, let's hope that we will complete our first-person shooter project, which I am also invited by OpsChan to do the graphics for, and that we will have a really great first-person shooter on this Atari handheld soon. I hope you enjoyed it, and download the demo if you liked it, and goodbye.